What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger for you, my people. Y'all know the vibes by now. Come on, kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So I just want to say nothing has been reported officially on this, but reports that I've been seeing, and when there's usually smoke, there's a fire. Reports that I've been seeing, recent updates is that the top shooter in the portal, one of the top overall guards in the country from Utah, Gianna Kneepkins, who South Carolina was in the running for, Texas, UCLA, Oklahoma. Now, South Carolina put on the full court press and wanted to add her to the backcourt. But reports are saying that although Coach Don Staley and the Gamecocks are still technically in the running, that it has really become a two-team race between UCLA as well as Oklahoma. Now, it's been an up and down offseason, man, for South Carolina to say the least. Losing Malaysia Fool Wiley, one of the top guards in the country, a key contributor for this lineup, sixth player of the year, tournament MVP last season, and they brought in Taniya Latston. I think it was an upgrade. They got a guard now that can definitely create off the dribble and get them a bucket whenever they need. Something that the Gamecocks lacked last season when the offense was scrambling and the shot clock was breaking down, counting down. They didn't really truly have a closer. They addressed that. Nakans, I feel like, would have just been a cherry on top. I think that they definitely could have used her. They do lack 3-point shooting still, in my opinion. And that's yet to be seen. Neepkins would have definitely fit a need. She's a big guard, pro-level guard, super experienced, and would have really opened up this offense and post with her 3-point shooting ability and her ability to create off the dribble. But this is not a catastrophic blow. And truly, we being honest, I really think South Carolina still has enough to win a national championship next year, man. I think it gives an opportunity. It's like a blessing in disguise. It gives an opportunity for Tessa Johnson, in my opinion, to really elevate her role and start at that 3 spot. And I think she's got all the capability to do it. She has proven that she can be a top 3-point shooter. She can shoot over 40%, given more reps, given more opportunities, I believe. She had some cold games. I think her defensive ability gives her an edge over Neekins. Also, she's already familiar with this program, man, this system under Coach Don Staley. She's played, she's in some big games. She's delivered at an early age. We gotta get she heading into junior year. I think she could be one of those players that takes the biggest leap for South Carolina. Defensively, she's versatile. She's a competitor. She's not afraid of the big moment, man. And I think this gives her an opportunity if Neepkins does, go a different direction. This gives Tessa Johnson a chance to really elevate her game with Malaysia Fuwali out of the way as well to start in that 3 role and be successful, man. When you're talking about a backcourt of Raven Johnson as well as Taniya Latston and Tessa Johnson, you're not going to find most teams that have a backcourt that versatile, that high-powered scoring the basketball, and then that defensively minded. Like, they're going to be extremely tough to score on. I love what they did in the recruiting trail, bringing in Isla McDowell, bringing in Agat McCurr. You're talking about 2 players that are 3-level scorers. McCurr can play the point guard if need be. You still have Maddie McDaniel on this roster as well that has proven that she can shoot the 3 ball, that she can create, that she can be a spark plug. And this gives her an opportunity to have more minutes too, man. I think it was a situation with Neepkins where it was like the rich get richer. This roster is going to be absolutely stacked. And you also address an even bigger issue with Akot, that rim protection, 6'6". Nadina comes in and really just anchors the paint and solidifies that front court alongside Joyce Edwards as well as Chloe Kitts and a still developing Adele Tack. And you still have Miriam Dowder in the mix too that can shoot the 3 ball as well. So this team still has an ability to turn the 3-point shot into a strength and really open up this offense. Neepkins, I think, it stings a little anytime that you're rolling out the red carpet and trying to land a top prospect. She's been linked to South Carolina too. It seemed like that they were the top team in the running. Texas added some backcourt firepower recently in their backcourt, and they're also bringing in recruited Leah Crump, top five prospect as well. So it seems like Oklahoma with Aaliyah Chavez, Peyton Burholz, there might be some opportunity for Neepkins to come in there, get more shots, and play a more, fast-paced, wide-open style and not have to worry about limited minutes or opportunities or having that rotation. It takes a lot to play at South Carolina, man. Not only locking in on defense and playing the toughest competition, but also sacrificing those individual stats and individual goals for team success. Not every player is capable or willing to do that, and that's quite okay. You don't want any player on any team in any program that isn't fully bought in. It's really tough to succeed in Coach Don Staley's system, man, if you're not all the way bought into the team, man. We've seen players leave South Carolina and have success. We've seen recruits go to other schools and have success. And I think Neekins with Oklahoma, I think they have a bigger need for her, more firepower. They got Vaughn coming back or Van coming back as well. The younger Van sister. So I think that she would make a more immediate impact. She, I think, would have started for South Carolina, but now this gives Dawn Staley a chance to really show loyalty to Tessa Johnson, man. And I think she will be the biggest benefactor for this team not landing Neekins if she decides to go to UCLA. With London Jones leaving, with Aaron Sala leaving, with Janiyah Barker leaving, UCLA is definitely trying to retool that backcourt. And Neepkins could be a big time performer for them as well because they desperately need firepower in that backcourt alongside Kiki Rice. And you still have Lauren Betts, Sienna Betts, number 2 overall recruit, by some people coming in as well. It may just be a better opportunity and a better fit and more of a need. Because with South Carolina, man, I would say they do need her, but it's not like make or break. It's more of a luxury at this point. On the other end, Oklahoma needs her. They need that extra firepower to really elevate them to from a tier 2 team that's fun to watch to a tier 1 team that can compete for an SEC title. UCLA is looking to reload, man. It's going to be interesting in the Big Ten how that goes with USC kind of in dismay. You've got Jazzy Davidson coming in who will take some of that relief off of Kennedy Smith. They brought in some shooters as well, some backcourt help. So I'm interested to see how that works out. But with UCLA though, man, like you have that core. You got Gabrielle Jaquez coming back as well, so you have that core, and Nickens could fit right in the Coach Close's system of running gun, getting up and down the court, shooting a lot of threes, having a wide open game, to where you have a guard Kiki Rice who can push the break and really play make for other players, man. So you can't win them all. And there also are some other names still in the portal, man. I know the cutoff is there. Some teams have, signed unannounced agreements with players as well. So maybe they have some announcements to make. I don't know. But if they don't add any other players to this roster, I absolutely believe South Carolina still has arguably the most talented roster coming back next season. A lot of chemistry that has already been established and they're looking to compete for another championship. This roster is still, this team could still be better next year than it was this year. And you look at the possibility of when Ashlyn Watkins comes back as well. But word on the street, man, is that Neekins is down in 2 schools.